Hello everyone, Quintessence42, your lone archiver here. In this episode, me and Box will be taking on a full Tier 10 Super Helldive against the automatons. To start off this operation, we'll be eradicating a set of them. They give us free commandos. How nice of them. We deserve it. This was the same session as my last two videos, so in it I'm using the Slugger, a revolver, stun grenades, and trying the grenade launcher's new effectiveness. Oh. I guess I just had an extra shot loaded? That's cool. Whenever we get this map for an Eradicate mission, I usually like setting up in this set of pillboxes over to the side here. You just gotta shoot out those explosive barrels and then it's mostly safe. Outside of one minor downside, which is the fact that occasionally, like right now, you get bots dropped directly on top of you. Oh, hi. After an extremely close call, I managed to stem up and get a better control of the situation. I try to aim for headshots, but it really doesn't matter that much as long as I'm keeping the berserkers at bay. The dog breath drone actually does a good job at keeping them confused as well. If you could call in a commando up here every single time it's off cooldown, and you have the moment to. Here we see the devastating effectiveness of stun plus thermite. Stunning a Hulk gives it enough time for the thermite to go completely off and kill it. I switched to the grenade launcher and tried testing it out against berserkers, being very careful not to bounce it to hitbox. I don't like that when it doesn't actually go off. Who's there? Knock knock. Who's there? Dragon with a grenade launcher. Dragon with a grenade launcher who? Kaboom! That just looks like something I'll just barrage.
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear.
When shooting at a tank from the front, most anti-tank weapons will have to aim for exactly on the gun to get the one-tap. For the commando, it doesn't really matter, because you're going to have to two-tap the thing anyway, giving you a little bit more flexibility in missing it. Oh god. Here it comes. Thank you, Arrowhead, for fixing the machine gun shooting through most walls. It probably should have started shooting me here anyway, but that's fine. We'll take that. It makes up for all the times it's shot me directly through a rock. Is this shot wasteful? Yes. Is this shot funny? For sure. Therefore, it's not wasteful. Ooh, the stagger force on this is actually enough to, like, properly stun, what are those things called? The reinforced scout striders.
Requesting air support. Unleashing democracy. Never mind.
Alright, cannon turret's down, so it will no longer just be spamming us. Oh, hello. That's a lot of berserker. Well, it's just like two. With them stacked up together like that, I thought there was more at first glance. Seriously? Oh, hold on. How does this do? It does fine, I guess. That's my genuine first impression of using the grenade launcher against bots. It's fine, I guess. Summed it up in a neat little sentence. If you have another commando, please drop it. Yeah, that just bounces right off. Cool. I'll take care of the gunships then, best I can. I'll get immediately deleted by one. Double headshot. Well, I think only one of them was a headshot, but still. Double hit, one of which was a headshot. I like how gunships having less rockets now actually makes them more directly deadly. Ragdolling doesn't directly kill you unless impact damage happens. Usually what it does is it forces you out of cover and into a terrible position, and that's what ends up killing you. With them mostly sticking to firing their guns more often, they do end up headshotting you and killing you just like that, making them threatening on their own and doing what they're supposed to do without completely removing their viability. They're still a relevant and highly dangerous enemy.
Reloading.
I'm going to take a moment here to reiterate on my earlier point that while the commando doesn't necessarily have to worry about one-tapping, it still can worry about saving ammo by hitting the front. No problem. Just doing my job. The commando I have left only has one shot in it. Just a heads up.
Orbital barrage incoming.
It's enough to take out the
Stand clear.
cannon turret on that Strider, which I will the second I can get a clean shot on it.
Southwest.
Oh, actually, did its cannon turret already get blown off? Cool. Okay, so I'll save this for later. Berserker's coming your way, be careful.
Supply.
Oh, I was still on this. I thought I had switched weapons.
Mag's empty. Reload it.
Do you have another commander ready? Cool, thank you.
Watch it.
Figuring with the Factory Strider's weapons mostly disabled, that Box can sneak under it and use the heavy machine gun to do what the heavy machine gun does best. I use the second commander they drop in to take care of the gunships that are in the way. Hopefully this will save them the effort. Unfortunately, what we didn't know is that the HMG's damage has been nerfed. However, a thermite fixes the problem. Nice. Also, I wasn't hallucinating that. I was getting white hit markers on the Factory Strider's underside, meaning Grenade Launcher can hurt it. That... okay. That hurt. Oh, by hitting the thing, I splash damaged the whole backpack off.
Last reload.
I like this stupid loadout I'm doing. I even end up having to call in a new ballistic shield due to the last one breaking from being fired a little rocket at. Fortunately, it didn't end up killing me, which means that ballistic shield does have another niche under its belt. That it is a reliable way, well, semi-reliable way to survive V2 rockets.
Supply.
Come on. There we go.
Reinforcing.
Oh, hello. There's a tank here.
Sending in an eagle.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
Another unfortunate but hilarious moment is about to occur.
Heavy.
It's still up.
Position.
Eagle one. Drop
Oh, god damn it.
Calling in reinforcements.
I drove forward thinking it wouldn't shoot in front of me and would shoot at me, but nope, it would shoot in front of me and then sideswipe across.
Reinforcements on the way. 5 minutes left. Liberty's feature step.
To be fair, they do shoot like that sometimes, so I should have expected it. Oh, excuse me then, sir. I just watched a commando rocket go right through a Hulk. Like, I got that live on camera. That thing didn't even hit. Oh, where is that?
Cancel that.
Alright, I think it'll be more than one commando to take this out. Oh, okay, you already thermited it. Good work. I don't like Barrager tanks, but I don't hate them either. I like the fact that there's still something in the game that you have to bring anti-armor for, but at the same time, they just die too inconsistently that I'd like a little more consistency out of the things you're supposed to kill them with. They don't bleed out as fast as other tanks, leading to them just continuously shooting, and also it's sometimes just confusing how to get a handle on them.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for
I didn't get much use out of the ballistic shield that run.
giving a set.
Well, to be fair, I didn't use my revolver that often, and it saved me at least once, so that counts for something. When you say something like the Alright, now the blitz part of this.
Orbit synchronized.
Which, to be fair, I think we might just do this classic strat again, because there's a guarantee that there isn't a stratagem jammer here. If we can only land on bases, we might as well land on the one that we know that there isn't going to be anything bad for. Stratagem jammers definitely slow down mission types like this a lot. Because of that, I don't like trying to land anywhere near them when it comes to bot blitz missions. As for the reason we're doing a Eradicate into a blitz, is because we didn't have enough time for a full operation, so the only one we could fit this one in is just by going crazy. What's actually our modifier? 25%. Okay, so I have to just call in that immediately. That's fair. I thought that due to the cooldown resistance buffs that we get, that the 25% increase would allow me to still call in a second mech walker. That's not really viable unless you call it in absolutely immediately, because the 25% increase does make it longer than the 12-minute mission timer, because it has a 10-minute default.
Go now and shoot you full. Remember this. Every day is a good day to die.
You can use a laser to take out a detector tower, but since the laser doesn't necessarily consider a detector tower as a large target to aim for, what you normally want to do is you want to throw the laser in a way that the immediate angle from the ships up above you, it's already hitting the detector tower, so it immediately takes it out. Oh shit. Come on, don't get stuck in the rock. The mech can be devastating against bots, but it lacks two key issues. One, it has a slow turning speed, and the second is that tanks and rockets can do an excellent job shripping. Yeah, it's like shredding and ripping into the same word, shripping. You gotta work with me on this one. I'm not redoing that. Anyway, it just gets shredded in certain situations. So, the key way to counter this is to have teammates back you up. Alright, hold on. Oh shit. There's a tank I didn't see.
Lost. Deploying replacement squad.
Okay. There's that one last fabricator I'm gonna land on, and then we can get out of here.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Okay, fine. It's not going to let me land on it, but it's okay. I attempt to drop the expendable anti-tank on top of it, and then the commando. But these both don't go well because I didn't manage to clip them inside the damn thing. Fortunately, this turret helps me out with that issue. I then have to take care of this heavy devastator and discover that you can stunlock them just by shooting them in the legs. Just gotta shoot the foot so that way he staggers, and then I can shoot him. Ow, everything. I should have realized that increased cooldowns made both of these expendable weapons that much worse. Ow, my everything again. You're going down that side, I'm going down this side. Together we should get the job done. I pushed closer to this base, figuring that with EATs coming back in about 20 seconds, I can take care of these mortar towers. Easy peasy. 11 seconds with this. Oh, I'm not going to be able to call in a second exosuit. I should have realized that. Focused on it first. It's at this moment they realized they fucked up.
Objective located. East. Requesting orbital strike.
Alright, let's see. There's that one.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
There's got to be a second one. I just saw it fire.
Enemy tactical asset.
Getting close enough to realize that there is only a second one. I push in, take care of it, and get the hell out of here. But only after taking care of this machine gunner who would rip me apart otherwise. Okay. That overswung got me. Swung with your right arm, got somebody off to your left side immediately. Ouch. Box perfectly demonstrating Thermite's abilities to one-tap fabricators, as just to sort of set it and leave it. It's honestly really good that you can do that. Being able to just drop it on a fabricator and get out of dodge means that you don't make as much noise as the grenade going off directly. Cool, thank you for the commando.
Outpost cleared. You have ignited the torches of liberty. Extraction awaits.
If you want, there is a factory starter behind us. Oh, actually, we're in the low rand, so we'll be able to get away from it. We don't have to engage it. Okay. If you shoot it in the head once, wait, is it looking this way? Yes, it is. Speaking of things looking this way. Mission Control says this line so often, it doesn't even register the fact that in my head, he said that we're in range of enemy artillery. So this completely blindsides me. Oh, I got launched forward by an artillery shot. Alright. Stun all you. Dive. I'm going down the hill this way. Oh, actually, no, we are out of range. Throwing in another stun, so they stay in there. Whew. Just keep diving, just keep diving. Ah. Alright, throw me at the base and I'll land on something.
Calling down a support weapon.
Okay, or I'll land there.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched. Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
I was gonna help, but I got stunned again. You see my point? We really need a button that just says, "Shut up, Mission Control, we get it." Because I just completely phase this line out of my head anymore. I don't register the fact that he's even saying it.
5 minutes remaining. Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
He even cut himself off by saying how much time we have left to say that we're still within range of the artillery. We get it, Mission Control, get over yourself. Oh god. Nope, nope, just keep moving. Today I learned that the Slugger absolutely sucks at taking out machine gun encampments. Who could have guessed?
Oh, they ran down the hill faster.
You might be wondering why we aren't just extracting at this point. However, extracting at this point with 2 mortar bases still pelting us is just going to get us killed. On top of that, as me and Box like to say, extraction is optional.
Extract is optional, so of course I'm going to just keep going for more bases. Alright, I'm going to try to land on or near that artillery base. Depending on what I actually get as options.
Reinforcements on the objective critical stratagem available. You may proceed to extraction when ready.
Oh god. Okay.
Range of enemy artillery.
I got one of the artillery shooters.
If I were to do that again, the answer would just be spam stun grenades. To be honest, when is the answer not spam stun grenades? Oh, you're out of stun grenades? Yeah, that's fair. I guess you can't do that anymore as an option. You see, you probably wouldn't be in that situation if you spammed stun grenades sooner.
Okay. I turned a corner and then there's immediately devastators all throughout that hillside just lighting me up.
Calling in reinforcements.
That's outside the map. I landed not good.
Reinforcing.
Well, the good news is that by crushing everything, we don't have to worry about me putting all of my support weapons on cooldown again. Which means I have everything ready for this second base. The only issue is that we're kind of out of extra lives at this point. Especially worse because of the increased cooldowns. I don't even think I get to have my last laser go off.
Objective critical stratagem available.
And this is why I hate EATs. With recoilless rifle, you can just back up enough to reload. With EATs, you have to just completely wait until you can pick up the next one.
Done. Come on. Nope. They blew up the base as my cover, and then it was over.
The good news, bad news of being able to hide behind fabricators. The good news is, if your cover gets blown up, they lose a fabricator. The bad news, if the cover gets blown up, you're probably dead. If the explosion sending you flying into a bad way doesn't kill you, whatever was blowing up that cover will. I'm then completely blindsided by a reinforced scout strider hiding behind the mortar base.
He was bent over, but he wasn't stunned. You just could see shooting.
Okay, I'm sorry, that was very funny.
Yeah, I could tell. Who is not ready to fight metal robots? When I came back, I said, who is not ready to fight the metal robots?
Because of course I did. Anyway, I'm thinking jetpack will actually give me enough room to drop down another commando, because that's just kind of the issue with it. The one big downside is you have to call in your support weapon a lot more, which means you have to actually pick it up. Which is funny, because I'm using it when we have a 25% increase in time for that. Also, I've tried making my HUD perfectly, like, opaque, or perfectly translucent. And honestly, kinda into it. Well, the background for it. The big advantage of me using the jetpack in this run is that we can get around the map a lot faster, or at least I can. Which means that this operation can be done in under an hour, and that's even before my cut-up edits for it. You can also use downhill slopes to get more boost out of the jetpack, and increase your speed for even more.
I got one of them, but the other ones are through the trees for me.
Not falling for this mistake again, I just decide to strafing run this pillbox. Then I press into the Hulk base to start taking care of the fabricators. As mentioned previously, there is 4 fabricators at this base, and you can take out 3 of them with just one charge of the commando.
Oh, yeah, that hit the tree. Oop, I got ragdolled. Alley-oop.
Just one of the many ways the jetpack can save you, by jumping out of danger.
What's actually a thing I guess I can try out?
By that, I mean the Eagle strafing run's capabilities in taking out this row of 3 downed dropships. The answer is, it does that job really well. At all primary and secondary objectives that have fabricators at them, you don't get any bonus EXP for taking these fabricators out. Because of this, sometimes it's not worth the time and effort to take them out. Even if you're at a high level, EXP is what determines your squad impact outside of current player counts.
There's a big boy. Just be a bias. I got juggled by it. Fortunately, he knocked me into water, so I didn't take any fall damage, because it's the golden game rule. By the time my character had stood up again, he's ready to fire another volley of 3.
I still don't completely understand why they decided to shadow give factory striders a triple fire shot, but I guess. It's annoying. I don't like the fact that I can one-shot you, but it does make them more scary, something that they did desperately need, because I'm genuinely not that terrified of these things. Like in this exact example, I don't even bother just like finding extra cover immediately. I'm like, yeah, this rock is good enough. I can just immediately commando this thing in the face 3 times. Watch.
There we go. Oh, hello. Boy, hello there. Since you just died, can I call in a... Oh, no, never mind. I'm just dead. Calling in a resupply would be a waste here.
Calling down a resupply takes time for it to land, and I'm not going to live long enough to be able to put it down somewhere and then still have access to this area to stim off of it with this many gunships above me. They even ragdoll me closer so I can take care of the objective, though, so I thank them for that.
Yeah. Figured as much. I did my job, though.
There's something really comical about jump cutting the box just sneaking around without any issues here.
Call me in whenever you think it won't cause mayhem for you. Feel free to wait, or not.
Calling down a support weapon.
Thank you.
I'd like to point out that is 2/3 of the main objective done, and we're not even 5 minutes into this mission.
Oh, come on.
It seems that Helldivers are taking a second to realize the commando is out of ammo again. Oh well, some bugs are persistent like that.
Yeah, that's just not gonna happen.
That random flinch downwards my character did cost me being able to take out both of these in a single rocket. Also the trees, but that's besides the point.
Alright, there's one left. These things are really prone to hitting trees, I guess.
Meanwhile, the slugger is prone to hitting nothing at this range.
I got another commando in 15 seconds, so. Alright, cool, thank you.
One thing I wish this game had is being able to see the free stratagems we get and the cooldowns for them on the teammates when you hold tab.
If you want, you can do that radar station and I'll head up and take care of the fortress. Cool.
Oh, I didn't know we had red variants of those. I genuinely tried my best to make that understandable. What I had said is, oh, I didn't know we had red variants of those, as in the little red dragonfly that you saw flying past me. Because, I don't know, I pay attention to that kind of detail. The nice little bugs and birds that are added to maps. It makes them feel alive and worth fighting for. This is a place that we want to take. It's a place that has good sustainability for life in it, unlike a lot of other planets that we see. This one has a solid ecosystem, and because of that, the bots don't really deserve it. What are they gonna do? Mine more resources to make more of themselves? I imagine that everything that Super Earth's making is a lot less taxing on the Earth, or the planet, than whatever the bots are doing. A single Devastator probably pollutes as much as a small car. Hulk is a large truck.
Now I just gotta wait for a good number of
Commandos to take care of this base with.
Actually, I can probably push in more. Nah. Well. I will lay low for a bit. I can see at least 3 from here. So I should just wait until I have enough commandos to take care of those 3. Do you want any assistance? Is it some kind of thing that you just can't sneak past? My perspective on this is pretty boring, but I end up wasting a lot of time just waiting for commandos to drop in. It really wasn't that worth it to wait this long, but oh well, it's too late now. Yeah, I've been pushing myself to try and just experiment with new things. I kind of like the Slugger at the moment. The Stagger Force is good enough that you can kind of just keep one target off of you, but then the issue becomes you can't deal with the bigger groups of things. And something eats all of these rockets here. I'm definitely aiming directly at the Fabricator. I don't have any obscured line of sight, so I'm not 100% sure what they were blowing up on, but I guess there was turrets in the way that had large enough hitbox. Oh well. Okay, that did not go how I expected it to, because apparently there was something in my way. What? Was that you, or was that meteors? Well, not meteors. Lava rocks.
Requesting tac pack.
Oh god. Seeing the cannon turret barely miss me, I get into position behind this rock. Unfortunately, I still have to take care of this Hulk and Rocket Devastator before I'm safe. So with a simple stun, and another near miss, which blows the Hulk's arm off, I decided to try the Eagle Strafing Run against it just to see how effective it is, and also see if I can hit that Heavy Devastator behind it. With the blown off arm, it seems to have finished it off. Time to call in a fresh commando, so I can go back to taking care of this damn fortress that's honestly eating up so much of the mission clock time. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these things at the moment. I love them stylistically, and I think they're really cool to have to take on, but at the same time I don't really like the fact that they're limited to only tier 10, which means that I can't get experience with them in a solid, simple manner. It's always a hard slog of having to deal with them, and everything else in a tier 10 mission.
No idea.
I always leave my lobbies, even when recording, on friends only. I don't particularly know who this person is, but because they don't really talk, I decide not to cut out this one. Anytime I get some good teammates in quick play, I tend to send a friend request, though they don't often seem to go through properly. Or people just don't want to actually friend me. Either or, I don't mind either way.
Oh wow, that can destroy things from the side now. Okay.
I honestly should have shot out all of these mines, but I just didn't have the opportunity or the time to. I needed to secure the top grounds so that way I could actually not immediately be pushed back into them, especially if I was going to get sniped over the hill while I'm trying to take care of mines. It doesn't end up being too bad of a bite in the ass, but it is still annoying to have to constantly keep thinking about my positioning in terms of them.
This thing just takes forever to kill those. It staggered them? Yes.
I accidentally fat-fingered space instead of V here, and end up diving straight out of my cover into the line of fire. I don't even respond to it, I just have this deadpan mute reaction to it, which is uncharacteristic for me, because I love complaining. It kind of really matches the fact that my character's non-talking emotive sprite is just very similarly deadpan, no emotion. It adds to the exuberance anytime I actually speak up, with the over-the-top hand gesture and cunning smirk.
Hello game? Oh, it's because of these guys down here.
Oh. I don't think I can penetrate this angle. Yeah, this is way too steep to penetrate heavy devastators in the face. I just start aiming for the backpack instead, which seems to do the job a lot better from up here.
Honestly, I'd go up to the SAM site before dealing with that. Just that way you have the cover of it.
SAM sites are excellent when they're covering either other secondary objectives or primary objectives, because they can mostly prevent half of a bot drop from coming in. On the other hand, they can also be really useful when you have gunship patrols, taking out patrols that otherwise would have given you a bad time. Speaking of bad time, I don't exactly play this fight perfectly.
For this done.
There's two Helldivers rules to live by. One, there's always another hunter, and
Oh god. Oh, okay.
two, there's always another heavy devastator. As long as you stay constantly vigilant, you should survive. Or you'll end up like me, dead on the floor. Fortunately, as a Helldiver, you always get at least 5 second chances.
Why is he 120 barraging that? Don't shoot at those. They aren't aggroed at anybody.
This is a common mistake I see bot players of all skill levels and varieties make, that they shoot at things that aren't necessarily aggroed at them at the moment. This is fine. You can shoot at something as a way to ambush them, but if you're already in a fight, why add something else to the fight you're already in? Take care of everything else first, and then shoot at something new. If you can live by this simple rule, on top of the other things I've mentioned, you'll do just fine.
I have to go around the long way now. Hopefully nothing sees me from here.
Knowing that there's definitely going to be something around this corner, I stim up for the damage resistance that experimental infusion gives you. And then I get started on actually taking care of dropping down this SSD. But first, the heavy devastator that killed me before deserves a little bit of vengeance. Like most people obsessed with vengeance, I get a little too obsessed. Knowing I have no time to set up dropping this commando directly on top of the fabricator, I just get started on getting it down, so that way I can take care of the immediate enemies. 1 to each one of these rocket walkers, and then 2 to the... Oh, great, I've wasted one. Oh well. I guess we've just got to strafing run it.
Requesting advance. Engaging terminal.
I'm not surprised I hum along to the music so often, but at the same time, I didn't know I did it that much until I started recording and uploading my own gameplay footage. I hum along to the music a lot, I end up usually cutting it. I think it's probably annoying to most people, so I'll keep it this way, but if you don't mind it, feel free to let me know. In other news, it's time to take care of this detector tower. I pin the top of it and line up my classic 500 kg drop on it. Then, seeing that I have a little bit of an off angle, instead of trying to shoot it directly on, I take out this machine gunner. With the detector tower down, I can then move out of cover and jump towards getting the last few bases on the map before we extract. And we still have more than half the mission clock left.
Dropping a resupplied extract.
Deciding that box is too held up at the moment dealing with the SAM site, I drop a resupply and end up going my own way to start taking care of these last 2 bases. But first, I need some stims for myself. Just as I'm about to crest over the ridge to get a good sightline on the base, I get spotted by some random patrol, so I just decide to 500 kg this one. I then waste the commando shots anyway, but it doesn't matter since there's just another base already right there for me to fire the next 2 shots at. Then, jumping back down the hill, we're ready to get the hell out of here. That's a whole map clear with more than half the mission clock left on a tier 10. And we're not even an hour into the entire operation. There was a short bathroom break in between the last 2 missions and this one, but even then, we didn't manage to clock out this recording at more than 59 minutes, which to me is really quite impressive in a way. I'm not necessarily the best Helldivers 2 player, nor will I ever claim to be, but damn, do I say that I'm one of the fastest. Not the fastest, just one of them. Like top 5 to 15%. Why would you waste a thermite on heavy dose? Yeah, this move genuinely confused me. I think he was just trying out the new thermite changes though. because I've encountered Frodo again later during doing some bug missions, and he was running those things constantly, and using them against hive guards and other stuff. I think he's just trying out to see what it can burn through real fast, and what it can just truly one-shot with the final explosion. Which, to be honest, props to him for that.
Reloading.
Your first laser use the entire game?
Box tends to hate the laser due to how much it seems to love to gravitate towards them. And to be honest, I can't blame them for that. The laser is really chaotic with what it decides is worth its time to laser down. The speed of this mission in particular is honestly even more impressive with the fact that they weren't even using one of their 4 stratagem slots at all. Honestly, this whole mission we could have done perfectly fine with AA defenses still in play. I just wouldn't have had a second commando to use with the default commando to run around with. Or, not the default, the free one. You got my point. If that operational modifier was still in play, I probably would have just been running the autocannon if we didn't have a free commando to use, which would have lost me the jetpack utility, but I don't think it would have changed that much overall. On. In case you were wondering why I end up using a commando shot here on a heavy dev, it's simply because I'm not going to be able to need any more commando shots anyway, so I might as well just guarantee the kill on that thing before it causes somebody a problem. Because as you can see with this rocket dev here, I hate how inaccurate the slugger is. I really don't know why they had to do this inaccuracy thing to it. I understand that it makes it more of a melee focused weapon, but like, really? It didn't need that nerf. Well, with all that, I have been Contestant42, your lone archiver. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you have any feedback or comments you can leave me, the comment section is free to use. If you'd like to see more Helldivers 2 content, I will be posting it on the even days in October. Please subscribe to see more of it. With all that in mind, I have been Contestant42, your lone archiver, signing off for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, Helldivers. Frodo!
Victory was
And let's see what that impact is. 21! Nice!